Couldn't be better. Couldn't be better.
Thank you.
Thanks, Alex. Well, saludos. And welcome to Hispanic Heritage Month and this great celebration at the Naval Observatory. Gathered here around this pool are many extraordinary Latino Americans, and Karen and I are humbled to have you here. Men and women have contributed every facet of American life. In addition to Secretary Acosta, we're honored to be joined by the 44th Treasurer of the United States, Jovita Carranza. Our thoughts and prayers and the prayers of every American are with everyone affected by the devastating earthquake in Mexico that took place just a few weeks ago. As the ambassador knows, shortly after the earthquake, President Trump sent a search and rescue team to Mexico and pledged to continue close coordination with our southern neighbor in this challenging time. This year, on the President's behalf, I've also spoken with Venezuelan and Cuban communities here in the United States. This summer, we visited Domino's Park and Manuel Artemis Theater in Little Havana. I saw the spirit of the Cuban exile community in this country firsthand. On that same day, President Trump announced a new policy to ensure that U.S. dollars will no longer prop up a military monopoly that exploits and abuses the Cuban people. And when it comes to Venezuela, President Trump has brought the full measure of American economic and diplomatic pressure to bear on the oppressive Maduro regime. As the President believes, as every American believes, that the birthright of the Venezuelan people has always been and will always be libertad. And we will fight for libertad for the people of Venezuela. America will always stand for freedom in this hemisphere and beyond, because we cherish our values and because we cherish all those in America with Hispanic roots. Last week, Karen and I visited another vital Hispanic community in our country, in Puerto Rico. We traveled to Puerto Rico at the President's request only a few days after he and First Lady Melania had visited, to stand with our fellow Americans in the wake of Hurricanes Irma and Maria. I must tell you, we were deeply moved by the resilience and the faith that we saw lived out by the people of Puerto Rico. We were inspired by the efforts of the thousands of Americans in our armed forces and in FEMA who continue to work at this very hour to restore and rebuild Puerto Rico. They may be without electricity, but they are not without light. And we saw that light when we were there, shining from the faces and the hearts of the brave people of Puerto Rico. And so we know the people of Puerto Rico will recover, and we will be with them every step of the way. As the President said on his visit to the island earlier in the week, I said as well, and I say to all of you gathered here today, to the people of Puerto Rico, we are with you, we stand with you, and we will be with you every single day until Puerto Rico is restored bigger and better than ever before. Puerto Rico se levanta.